Just a turtle, not any turtle, but the alpha turtle. Squirrel Sniper, it's turtles all the way down. How are you guys? I'm just bringing our friend Food from Afar up, getting some watch hours away. But then I'll be right in. I mentioned before, I mentioned quite often how Sniper, how are you? I was thinking about you this morning. It's been a day or two since we've seen you. How are you? So when I start the live stream, I'd like to cruise around YouTube, see if any of our friends are live. Can we help them out a bit? Our friend Love Our Toy Pups is still live. She's been live for a little bit today. Good for her. Getting those watch hours. She's closing the gap little by little. Hey, Tandra. Tandra, how are you? It was nice to see your surprise live stream this morning. I will re-watch that again so I can catch the things that I missed. I just came back from my third walk from the day, for the day. Our friend Daisy May is live, as well as Smitty. Hey, Smitty, I don't know the details. Smitty had to start his channel over. So if you were subscribed to him before, you might not be any longer. I'm going to go over to Daisy's. So technically speaking, Daisy May is not Daisy May. Daisy May is the little puppy, Daisy May. Although I simply say Daisy because it's the name of the channel, but I know her dog's name is Daisy as well. It's funny, you become friends with people on YouTube, and sometimes you might not even know their real name. Like Eric Lapointe, what's his real name? It's a great name for a channel, but what is his actual real name? No one knows. It's a mystery. He won't reveal it to anyone. I consider Love Our Toy Pups a friend. Oddly enough, Eric Lapointe, that's only his channel's name. Love Our Toy Pups, that's her actual name. Go figure. All right, so let me bring my desktop up. Tanya says, let's see. Tanya said, hi, Yogi in chat. Hey, Yogi in chat. Sniper said, hi again, Tandra. And Tandra says, hey, Squirrel Sniper, thanks for coming to my live, which is always a nice thing to do. Sniper says, more than welcome. Glad to share my likes. You know, it is no small thing to extend that courtesy to someone. I keep that in mind. You guys coming here, I don't know how busy your day is, what's going on, so I definitely don't take it for granted that you guys spend any amount of time here, even if it's just coming in, hitting the like button and saying hi. It is much appreciated. Especially, I go live a lot, 3 times a day. Actually, yesterday was 4 times because I did my live workout. I do not expect everyone to show up. I made it a point when I decided that one, I wanted to earn a income from YouTube, and that the probably the most viable way for me to do it was as a live streamer. Nature shorts, that's for fun, but you don't get a whole lot for nature shorts. And of course, there is a limited appeal to watching a upper middle aged, bald, half naked yogi doing burpees in his basement. You would think, I've mentioned this before, you think there'd be a wide and large audience for such a thing, but nope, not at all. Let's see. Laszlo Hunt. Hello, my friend. How are you? Appreciate you stopping in. Chagrin is only the learning process most people will come across. It's an interesting statement. I'm not sure I quite get it. So you think we get stuck in that, don't progress past that? So yeah, I decided, since primarily a live stream channel, I talked about this morning with Goga on the morning live stream, to liken it as every conversation, to the best of my ability, a work of art. Thinking of it as a jazz ensemble, which means everyone who comes in is as important as the live streamer himself. That we are sort of co-live streaming together. It's not my live stream. We're doing this together, and never know how the conversation is going to turn out, where it's going to pivot to. That in the midst of laughing and having a good time, we can suddenly hit upon a very important subject and spend a minute to however long hitting on that, and then another pivot, and we're laughing again. It's just so amazing and so much fun. My friend, I'm actually rereading his book, James Plath, his book, The Gospel of Astonishment. And I was joking the other day, if I were to change the name of my channel, it would be the Church of Ridiculousness, because I absolutely like when we can keep things completely ridiculous, and then again just pivot to something of profound significance going on in our lives. Hey, Anna Greek, how are you? Chagrin is a feeling of embarrassment or distress that can be caused by failure, disappointment, or humiliation. For example, you might feel chagrin if you're able to attend a funeral. I got the definition. I was just wondering about the thinking that we get stuck there, that none of us get past that, or few. Cypress says, greeting to Annie. Anna Greek says, how to all. How have you been, my friend? How is the foray into the vegan world? You making out okay? Anna Greek says, I was sleeping really early in the night, so I had a lot of time to visit. Hey, poor man. Poor man's good afternoon, Yogi. How you doing? Man, I'm sore from yesterday's 10-minute long cycle set, even though it was light, but it makes sense. I haven't done it in almost 4 years. And I had been back to it for exactly a week when I decided to see if I could do a 10-minute set. Anna Greek says the best rejuvenating sleep is during 7 p.m. to midnight. That is, I'm in bed just a little bit after 7, and I'm up at 2:30. 1 hour counts for 2. Hey, have we ever talked about, you and I, Yoga Nidra? Yoga Nidra is also called yogic sleep or sometimes psychic sleep. It's not really psychic sleep, though, just the name they give it. 1 hour is supposed to be worth 4 hours. So if you even got 20 minutes of Yoga Nidra in the course of a day, you would completely rejuvenate your health. Poor man says, good man, did that wolf routine Leo did last night and just finished 2 rounds again. Nice. Sampa says, I really sleep before midnight, up to 6. Up at 6. Yeah, I like having that. I love getting up at 2:30, usually before. Actually, my alarm set for 2:28 right now, and I don't know why. It just is. I seldom ever wake up to it. I'm usually up 20 minutes or so before. Anna Greek says, Eric, do you know if fasting increases or reduces the need to sleep? I don't know offhand. We can Google it up. I would think that it might actually go back and forth. I would think that maybe at first it might increase, but then as you gain that energy from a long-term fast, your need for sleep would actually be reduced. But we could look it up. Sniper says, I do a few cat naps when I need to. You should think about trying the Yoga Nidra. You're guided into that sleep that isn't sleep, in between waking and sleep. And you're guided to enter what they call a sankalpa in Sanskrit, which is an intent. And the intent acts through your subconscious mind. Hard to sleep when fasting. Looks like you're getting stronger with kettlebell work, Yog. Thanks. I hope so. I've been doing the get-ups for a while, a little over a month or so, and then I just got that urge to get back into kettlebell lifting as far as competition. I don't think I'm ever going to step on a platform again, but you never know. What I'm thinking is in April on my birthday, I'd like to do 60 reps with 16 kilograms, the 2 of them. That used to be that was my warm-up weight back in the day. But as I keep reminding myself, you perform with the body that you have now, not with what you used to do, not with even what you would like to do, but what you have right now. When you strengthen the body that you have right now, you have a new body coming up. Poor man says, I need to make a dip station out of scrap wood in backyard. I absolutely love dips. One of my favorite movements. I'd rather do, even back in the day, I'd rather do dips than bench. It's weird. I was always strong in dips. I could knock off 50 body weight dips. I could do dips with over 100 pounds at one time. But it never translated into bench for me. Sipper says, more sleep when I start eating again. That's what I was sort of thinking. Let's see. I have no idea how to pronounce that. AFW? GKTA? Yagang? Says, by the way, I'm Evo Kanye. I just changed my name. Poor man says, been struggling with bench strength. I think it's all the push-ups. Yeah, I don't think here's the thing that I found through decades of lifting And then body weight stuff. To get strong in bench, I needed the bench. Nothing else helped. Inclines, flies, all of those are great for development. You can do inclines, you'll get stronger on incline. None of it translates to bench. Bench is a specific technique, and you need to groove in the pattern that is best suited for you. So yeah, dips, push-ups, none of that really helps. I'm not saying they're not beneficial in and of themselves, but for a big bench, you need a bench. Let's see. Sepa says, now I have a new meditation resume. When I intend to give up sleep, imagine a path of light I created going from the right to left side of my brain, and then a path of light from my right to left. Interesting. That's been working for you pretty well? Format says, I could get stronger if I quit doing burpees, but I like trying to follow these guys. You know, and at a certain point, what's more important? Being in great overall strength, strong, capable, fit, or having a big bench. You can do burpees, and you're covering a whole lot of ground. You are strong and capable. You know how to use your body. But when you have a big bench, you basically have a big bench. It doesn't necessarily translate into other things. Hey, World, how are you? Slayful says, I'm back. We were talking about my pet last time. How you doing? Slayful, I'm doing good. You had a retriever, right? If I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Sanford says, creating a connection of light from imagination to reality. Nice. I like that imagery. That's pretty cool. Well says, I'm good. How are you? I'm good, Well. Slayful says, yes. How's the dog? I was just out with my loner pup about half an hour ago. Yeah, so yeah, poor man, I think you're better off doing the burpees and all the other stuff. You also have, even though you're doing high reps, less chance of getting injured doing high rep burpees than you do pushing for a max bench. Oddly enough, you guys remember Mean Joe Green? I bet you a sniper does because he's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan as well as Green Bay Packers. Mean Joe Green, probably one of the best defensive linebackers ever. His best bench was his body weight, 275 pounds. He was going up against people who could probably, especially offensive linemen, probably benching 400, 500 pounds, but they couldn't stop him. So a big bench doesn't necessarily, or a big squat doesn't necessarily translate into performance on the playing field or in life for that matter. As Tom Brady said, what difference does it make for him if he squats 300 pounds or 400 pounds? He's going to throw the football just as fast, just as far, just as often, just as long. However, when he started training with bands, he became more resilient and could take a hit and keep playing. Of course, I'm not anti-lifting, but we just need to examine our training. Foreman says you can do both, but I think you really have to set a time difference. Do calisthenics at different times, maybe 6 hours apart. Yeah, that's a thought. Staple says, good, I got him a new toy. When did you get him? Tandra says hi to Weldon Carey. Hugh says hi back to Tandra. Sniper says Green was big, but super quick. Yeah, he was. PJ Patrolman says, nickname a newbie. Hey. No idea what that means. You had people controlled the other. You had people confused the other day when they were trying to figure out who you were. Safo says, Tug of War 2, toy. Ah, nice. That's okay. I got what you were saying. Man, a golden retriever will tug of war forever. Those dogs really seem infatigable. Infatigable? Unfatigable. Which one is it, guys? Let's see. PJ Patrolman says he was confused. Didn't you show up on when I was doing the kettlebells yesterday morning? I think Destiny said she wanted to know who you were. I've had dogs that would play forever and ever, and I would have dogs that would play just as long as they wanted to, and then they'd stop and say, I'm good. I'm done. You can give me a treat, rub my belly, and we'll call it a day. Let's see. Semper says, Safer, I hide my Cosmos food in the garden. He's a 3-year-old golden retriever. Man, I bet he has a blast trying to find everything. Poor man says, I need to make a video for Oscar on wrist work. Might try using a garbage bag with water for people who don't have dumbbells. Man, poor man, there's so much that you have to offer on your channel. Not just your outdoor strength work, but as well all the rehab and most importantly, prehab. Rehab is great, but God forbid we ever have to use it. Prehab to keep us from getting hurt in the first place. Prehab work has become more important to me now as I get older than virtually anything else that I do. My prehab starts first thing in the morning and goes on all through the day. Of course, joint mobility, yoga work, warm-up work, qigong work. Semper says, yeah, I have to put cats in now when he's eating. It's not fair for him. Let's see. Poor man says, the idea is preventive maintenance. Exactly. Poor man says, thanks, Yogi. Much respect. Absolutely. Anna Greek says, you can use books as substitute for dumbbells. That's true too. You can use books. You could use jugs of water. Our friend Poor Man is very innovative in his approach. Hey, Poor Man, what are you going to do in the winter when it might be too cold to get outside? You got a space inside you can do stuff? Bricks, rocks, logs. Yep, that's the way it used to be done. Poor Man's pretty much of a throwback. Our friend Hybrid Jim. You guys follow Hybrid Jim? Used to be Barefoot Burpees. All he has is rings. All he needs, rings and a tree branch. Let's see. Anna Greek says, Yogi, I show a lot of photos with birds that you post here. Do you live in the countryside, not in a city? I live in a really unique area. It's a town. It's called a planned city. It was actually designed by James Rouse, who also designed the Baltimore Inner Harbor, as well as the very first indoor mall. It was in Minnesota, the Mall of America. He's more famous as I can't think of his name. The guy Edward Norton. He starred in Fight Club. It's his grandfather. Edward Norton actually grew up here, Columbia, Maryland. It's a planned city. That property was bought up in the early '60s, and it was designed for a very specific progressive reason. Has a mixture of subsidized housing, middle class, which is where we fit in, and then some higher income housing. Actually, some pretty big, virtually mansions. But everyone went to the same public schools. Instead of churches, there were interfaith centers. So in the morning, you might have a Baptist service, and then later in the morning, mid-morning, there would be synagogue, and then you might have a mosque service later, followed by Catholic mass. But the idea was to have people going in and out and greeting each other. So you'd have all different faith, people from all different incomes, everyone intermingling, as well as having green open space. No telephone poles in the entire area. Everything was underground. And keeping as much green. When I was training for ultra running, I could leave my house and do a 30-mile run back and forth, total of 30 miles. I would only cross one road the entire time. And as a kid, it was even more so. It was pretty awesome, pretty amazing. It's a little more developed now, especially things have developed outside of the city, which is a shame because it used to be surrounded by farmland. I would wake up as a kid and there was like farms right in the middle of the city. Cows would escape. I would look out on a Saturday morning and there would be a cow in my backyard. But it's still lots and lots of wildlife, tons of birds. We got 5 lakes in the area. I got a really big pond where I've taken a lot of those photos, little shorts. Hey, Michael Jackson, how are you, my friend? PJ Mask is back. It's less than a quarter mile from my house. Part of my walk every single morning. Absolutely love my city. Never wanted to live anywhere else. Let's see. Michael says, Pakistani brother is here. Welcome back, my friend. It's nice to see you. So Michael's a friend. Anna Greek says, lovely. It is. Really, very much so. If I knew how to do it, I would. Maybe I'll do it without a. I'll do it as a premiere and not a live stream. Eric Lapointe suggested this once. Just give a tour of my neighborhood so you guys can see where a lot of those little clips and photos come from. Anna Greek says he was disrespectful. He's been a good friend, actually. Patriot Mass says, Michael, I muted you. He's Anna Greek. He's been really nice. Anna Greek says, okay. But I appreciate you looking out and having the best interest. Zephyr says, Anna Greek, a little tip. Check his comments on previous live streams before banning. He's been here many times. Yeah, we've had some nice conversations with Michael. Now, I didn't even know you could do that in channel activity. I did not even know I had a channel activity. Interesting. One of these days, I'm actually going to figure out how to do all. You know what? I just said that. One of these days, I'm not going to. Anything that I try to do, technically, technology wise, I lose interest almost immediately. Everyone has their thing that they can put all their concentration to. Mine is not technology at all. I wouldn't say at all, but to a large extent. My favorite thing to do, one of my favorite things to do, is when I'm out in nature and I'm doing the video clips, to just wait, to be patient, that not to settle on. Sometimes you get that first clip, and that's good, that first clip. Other times something's unfolding and you just don't know. So you wait and you wait and you wait. Let's see. Sniper says, that's why I'm here, Eric. And it's much appreciated, Sniper. Let's see. Patrolman says, and I agree, he didn't. He said that he's Eric's brother, I mean, a close friend or a respected person, and he's from Pakistan. And Greek says, oh, now I understand. It's not a problem. Sniper says, we're all brothers and sisters. We certainly are. Yeah, once, this is not long ago, Mocha and I were filming a blue heron on a little strip of land. And we thought we were filming a blue heron. But all of a sudden, we see a head in the water come strolling by and then step out of the water on the little land bridge, paying no attention to the green heron or to us or anyone else. A huge, huge snapping turtle just strolled on by, back in the water on the other side, went about his business. But if we were just filming the green heron or the blue heron, we might have just taken a little bit of a clip and then went about our way. It's just always amazing to see what nature has in store. You think you're filming one thing, but nature's always happening. It's never static. It's always in motion. So you're literally filming the entire universe in a little snapshot. Greek says, I'm confused with all these several wolves that come here frequently. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of. Semper says, shows you reality is about perspective. Absolutely. Or the reality of, I'm thinking I'm flipping it around just a little bit, just in my own mind, that of course, we can say reality is reality and perspective only shows us our reality. And yet reality itself is happening nonetheless. Like our perspective is matter. And yet we live in an immaterial universe. If we were able to shift our perspective to the immateriality, who knows what we could do? Obviously, the miracles performed by great yogic masters, performed by Jesus, performed by Moses, they were able to see into the nature of ultimate reality, and being through that shift in their perspective, able to manipulate the immaterial, which would then appear as a miracle in matter. Was Jesus walking on water, or was he able to solidify the molecules of water for a brief period of time as he was doing step after step after step? Anna Greek says, trolls. Yep, that's been happening more and more here too, Anna Greek. People show up and they ask really nice questions, as if it's leading up to a friendship, people hanging out, and then they shift and they reveal that they were here just trolling. It's pretty obvious for the most part. I take it all in stride. I try to be no less friendly to an obvious troll as into a subtle troll. Let's see. PJ says, Yogi, what do you think about LGBTQ, sorry, in my country being anti LGBT is celebrated, and my family and friends are actively like that. I'm more progressive and think you can be whatever you want, whatever you think. Hey, I'm going to turn that question back on you. And what do you think I think about that? What do you think that I would say? You've known me for a little while. I've known you since what, April? Maybe a bit longer. Let's see. Our individual reality is a perspective of reality, but doesn't reality itself stay the same regardless? I almost said irregardless. I'm so used to using that word just to get a rise out of Mocha. That reality itself stays reality, but our perspective creates. That's the whole message of A Course in Miracles, is that we've created the universe that we live in through our perception. And our perception can only be seen through, in yoga, what they call the 5 afflictions, the kleshas of the mind, that we are so mirrored in our attachments, our aversions, our limited belief that we are a small, separate individual self, that we are an ego, and that is all based upon fear, and that we are basically mirrored in ignorance of ultimate reality. And so we perceive the world through those perspectives, through those filters, and we can't see what ultimate reality is until, as Einstein says, you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created it. And of course, Miracle says that we cannot change the thinking system, our value system, until we can see outside of it, until we get a glimpse, which is what true awakening actually is. Awakening within the dream still keeps you in the dream. Awakening as the dreamer of the dream is a whole nother story. That's when things begin to change. Let's see. PJ says that you'd have similar opinion. Absolutely. 100%. Cypher says putting people in a group can be weaponized with an agenda, can be used against those opposed. Of course, you can be anything. Agreed. And we see that. It's been going on forever, hasn't it? It's so easy to gain support as a leader. Hate the same people that everyone else hates. Or teach people to hate the people that you hate. Sniper says reality is what is and will be. Our reality is a belief of reality that's created with a combination of our own, our collective, our taught, and the real reality. Ah, gotcha. Okay, I like that. I think we're basically saying the similar thing. We don't experience reality. We experience a perspective. Is my thought. Nightmare says, hi Eric, it's me. Doesn't ring a bell. Let's see. PJ says, Ola Nightmare. Who says hey to PJ? Stephen says, Nightmare, hope you had a good read up. Stuart says, hello, my dear spiritual leader. Don't wombat it, Yogi Bear. How are you, Stuart? Hey, aren't you doing a panel today? Oh, no, actually, it's Jeff and Bob are doing the panel, and you're gonna moderate the panel, I think. Sniper says the perception. Yep. Nightmare says, forgot about me already. How could I ever forget about you? I I know that I am your, what did we decide? Your fourth or fifth favorite American live streamer. Hey, Jace. Jace says I made it back. Traffic was heavy. How you doing, Jace? Jace says Nightmare Squirrel and Eric. Eighth favorite. What did I slip? Um, Nightmare says eighth favorite, Eric. Let's not get carried away. Hey man, if I could high five myself right now, I made the top 10. That's good enough for me. Unless you actually ever only go to 8 American live streams, which then puts me in last place. That's still okay. Let's see. Sniper says, Jace, traffic moving like turtles. Like turtles. I think he's just rubbing it in to Nightmare now. That turtle's in the official spirit totem of Just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement. Stuart says, hey to Jace. Jace says, hey to Anna Greek. Hey, Trump doesn't have a YouTube channel. Nightmare says, oh, wait, I forgot about Trump. So you're ninth? Man, I got bumped for Trump. It's one of the few times I've actually have mentioned any politician by name. Every once in a while, someone will say Trump or Harris, and I'll read the comment. But other than that, I don't put an opinion out there. I don't see why anyone would care what my political opinion is one way or the other. What difference it makes? I think most people who listen to me could probably glean who it is, as I tell everyone who is willing to listen, that my politics is the politics of kindness, politics of love. I vote for the person who best reflects. No one's going to do it absolutely so, but the person who best reflects the values that I have. If we were to take the Sermon of the Mount and give them a political candidate, that would be the one that I would vote for. And I'm not even a Christian, but I absolutely love the Sermon on the Mount. It's been said in the New Testament, the only words actually spoken by Jesus, everything else is hearsay. Often a generation later, people saying, and Jesus said, who weren't there. They had heard from others who had heard from others who had heard from others. And as we were talking with Squirrel Sniper, obviously, with each progressive person, the perspective is going to change. So you're not getting the true picture. However, the actual words of Jesus contained in the Sermon on the Mount is enough to base Christianity upon. We just followed that, and it would be an absolutely beautiful and loving theology with no mistakes. No mistakes. If you followed that, you would be living a life designed by Christ. So not only a meaningful life, it would actually lead to a state of higher consciousness as well. Let's see, Stuart says, so yeah, everyone don't wombat it, Yogi Barrett. That should be my motto. I like that, Stuart. Bump for Trump has a ring to it. It could be a bumper sticker. I might put that on a sign. I just walk up and down my street with a placard saying bump for Trump. Would I get honked at? Would people cheer, or would they throw rocks at me? What do you think? Let's see. Jay says, I have an Audie Zena. I cooked a chicken and she stole it off the side. Do I have a mirror paw? Joke, by the way. Naughty or clever? Naughty or clever? On one hand, you are down part of a chicken. On the other hand, you have a very intelligent dog who is also very satisfied, very satisfied with herself right now. Even if she gives you that look, I'm sorry, you know deep down she's thinking, but I got that chicken. I might look sorry, but I got that chicken. I did what I did, and I'm okay with it. No offense, Jace. No offense, man. I'm taking Xena's side. You left the chicken out. It was there. If she could get it, she had to go for it. Man, I wish there was a video of that. That would be YouTube gold. Squirrel Sniper says, Jace, she saved you feeding her for later. This is true. So she should get a reward. She should get the other part of the chicken. Obviously, you can tell Squirrel Sniper and I, we're taking Xena's side. Maybe that should be my poll. Xena gets the chicken, vote yes. Jace gets the chicken, vote no. Jace says, wee bugger climbed the kitchen worktop for it. I may have to cook me some more. Obviously, it was very tasty chicken. It's a compliment to the chef. Even when I ate meat, I would never climb a countertop to get a piece of chicken. Too lazy. Maybe I'm not smart enough. I wait. Someone doesn't bring me chicken, I don't eat chicken. Why do you think I'm a vegan? It's not because I don't want to eat meat. No one's bringing me chicken. I'm not going to climb a countertop for it, that's for sure. I'm too lazy. If someone were to bring me chicken right now, I'm no longer vegan. I'm a chicken-eating machine. So, obviously, Xena's a go-getter. She knows what she wants. I applaud her initiative. Anna Greek says, Eric, I will go now for my Saturday night walk. Keep it up, and I'm happy that I visited today. Anna Greek, my friend, I'm always happy when you visit. I enjoy our time together, my friend. Semper says, take care, Auntie. So it says, venison and bacon. You see, now that's the thing. If I was at Stewart's, he'd bring me a bowl of stew. He actually said that he would. So, of course, Buddha was a vegetarian, but he was also a wandering monk. And he taught his monks that, of course, it was easier then because not everyone ate meat and it wasn't as available. If you show up at someone's door and you have your begging bowl and they give you venison and bacon, you don't say, I can't eat this, I'm a vegan. You eat what's given to you. Courtesy. Food is love. It can be too much love for some people, but it's still love. Offering someone food is one of the ultimate acts of love. Stuart says, Yogi, you love my cooking. Well, if you get down here by next year, you know, Pennsylvania, it's less than a day drive. I can actually be in Pennsylvania in an hour. I can be, Bob said once he's not too far from Philadelphia, I could be in Philadelphia in 2 hours, maybe 2.5. Hey, Eric, how are you? I was talking about you, Eric Lapointe. I was talking about YouTube channel names. And I was telling people that Eric Lapointe is only your channel name. It's not your true name. No one knows Eric Lapointe's true name. For whatever reason, known only to him, he decided to name his channel Eric Lapointe. And yet, oddly enough, our friend Love Our Toy Pups, that's her actual name. Love Our Toy Pups. I believe it's of Middle European origin. Toy Pups. So it says, hello, Eric, my brother. Jason says, Big Eric. Wait a minute. He gets Big Eric? I thought I thought he was the other Eric. In my heavy lifting days, when I was 220 pounds, and I felt that I had earned the right to be called Big Eric, I was friends with another Eric who was 6'6" and about 280 pounds. And I was like, all right, you got it. You're Big Eric. I'm the other Eric. Let's see. Nightmare says, here's my favorite American there. So wait a minute. He's your favorite American? I thought he was your favorite American YouTube live streamer. Now he's your favorite American? This is getting worse and worse, man. Stuart says, so Martine, sweetheart. Martine, I didn't see you come in, my friend. I'm sorry. I apologize. Martine says, hello, Yogi. Hello, my friend. I have you right now. Did someone say spicy? Our friend Martine is up. Watch hours. I mentioned Tandra. I mentioned Daisy. And a few other people as well who they're fun to have up. Because same with when we were given UK Medic watch hours. And I still like doing it with Medic now, even though he doesn't need watch hours. You can just dive in anywhere. And it's fun to watch. So I leave them up. They're getting watch hours. And when I want some company, when I'm working, when I want to take a break, I put the sound back on. And it's like hanging out with a friend. It is hanging out with a friend. Sniper says, I would love to retire next 10 years, save up enough to come to America and road trip for a long time. Hey, would you ever think about living in America? And if you're road tripping in America, definitely stop in. If you got a place to stay, you got a place to crash whenever you're in the area. Martine says hello to Stuart. Eric Point says had a nightmare. Hated food. Sniper says greetings to Eric Point. Hey, Evan. Evan says, have you ever been in a situation where you've been taken advantage of but needed to be there? I have. Absolutely. And here's the thing. At least the way I see it. There's only one way to get through it. Change your perspective. Am I being taken advantage of? If I'm aware, am I truly being taken advantage of? Can I shift my perspective of now, instead of being taken advantage of, I'm being able to be of help. I'm being of service. That if I have it, if I can give it, I will, and I will do so kindly and happily and lovingly. And when I can do that, I can't be taken advantage of by anyone. No one can take anything from me if I'm willing to give it. When Jesus said, if someone takes, takes your cloak, give it to him, and another one too. Paraphrasing, I forget the actual quote. The whole meaning of that was if you are unattached, being taken advantage of is being attached to my demands, what I want. Things need to be this way for my happiness to be intact, for my sense of well-being, for my sense of completion. Things need to be this way. And when they're compromised, I'm being taken advantage of. However, if I'm willing to give it all away, if I hold on to nothing and I hold everything lightly, instead of having an attachment, I have a preference. I would prefer to keep this. I would prefer if I lent someone money, they would pay me back. We don't always get our preferences. We don't always get our demands. However, a preference I can deal with. A demand, I have only one thing, and that's to be upset about it. Nightmare says, favorite American. Eric, get it right. This, man, it just gets more and more hurtful. I even said, what up, yo, just for you. Eric Point says, I weighed 240, so I got you beat. Yeah, I bulked up to 220 for the most ridiculous of all reasons, because I wanted a bigger bench press. And it worked. However, when I was competing, I was still middle of the road powerlifter. I was just a heavier middle of the road powerlifter. And I realized I was jeopardizing my health being that heavy. Even though quite a bit of it was muscle, you still got to carry that weight around. And I was great at lifting, but I was great at lifting. I was gym strong. Competition wise, I was average compared to a lot of others. So being gym strong, but jeopardizing your health is sort of a putting the cart before the horse, as the saying goes. Eric Lapointe no longer weighs 240. He is now, I noticed yesterday, Eric, you were looking lean and strong. He is now a lean, mean burpee machine. People don't realize before June 8th, well, before a few weeks or so before June 8th, that was the official date. But there was some practice involved before June 8th. Eric Lapointe was not a burpinator. He wasn't a burpee channel. He wasn't a burpee guy. He made himself one rep at a time. So that's the one thing I love about burpees. How do you get good at burpees? One burpee at a time. That's it. You don't start out doing 1,000 burpees by doing 1,000 burpees. Progressively, systematically, you do burpees every day. Eric Lapointe's missed one day. I forget the reason why he missed that day. I think he said his stories were on TV. And he didn't want to miss them. Nightmare says, and I love Trump, but LP is my man. There you go, Eric Lapointe. You beat out Trump. I think it's rigged. I think Trump beats out Eric LP. I demand a recount. Semper says, Evan, most days with my customers, but then I'm the tree surgeon, and they are not. This is true. You're the one going up the tree. Food from afar. Martine says, oh, thank you, Yogi. Absolutely. Stuart says, my channel is my name at the start of it. Stuart the Fish Whisperer is one of the all-time great channel names. One of the all-time greats. It's to the point. It's clever. It's mystical. Evan says, what is a burpee? It is an exercise, body weight exercise, where you bend forward towards your toes. You can slap your stomach if you want. You can slap your knees if you want. And then your hands go flat on the floor. You kick your legs back into that plank, the push-up position. You do a push-up. You thrust your legs back underneath of you, and you stand up. And you repeat. For some people, like Eric Lapointe, you do it 1,000 times. For some people, like the Burpee Reaper, you do it 1,000 times, and you come back a couple of days later, a week later, and you do it 1,000 times again for an entire summer. Let's see. Semper says Stuart has been assimilated into the Borg. He's become a bot. Evan, a burpee is an exercise move. Yep. Eric Point says, yeah, yes, my stories. You can't miss your stories. Nightmare says, I've done great burpees today. I think it was the Fanta that caused it. Fanta. What is Fanta? It's a soda, right? I think we were thinking most definite different burpees, right? Eric Point says Nightmare nice. See, this is why Eric LaPointe's your favorite, because he doesn't question you. He just applauds you. Says Nightmare nice. Me, I got questions. Nightmare says, you don't have Fanta in America? No. Not that I'm aware of. Let's see. Nightmare or Eric Point says, yes, different burpees. Sniper says, I get triggered with that word now. Eric LaPointe, with the burpee word? Sniper says, nice. Eric LaPointe says, yes, we have that, do we? But it has more sugar than yours. Well, that's the American way. Supersize it, put more salt in it, put more sugar in it, add more fat. Hey, Buddha, how are you? Buddha says, hey, Eric and Jace. Hey, brother Yogi. Buddha, our friend, how are you? Buddha says, hey, everyone. Jace says, Buddha, hi. So does Eric LaPointe. Sniper says, the meaning of nice is not what we think. Now I know the true meaning. It's painful to see and hear. Yeah, we've talked about that before. I always go back, though, to, Shakespeare or Sir Francis Bacon, that, nothing is good nor bad unless thinking makes it so. That the Tao that can be named is not the true name. It's not the true Tao. Or at the beginning of the Course in Miracles, that nothing has any meaning in and of itself until we come along and assign it personal meaning. So that sort of gives a sense of freedom. Let's see. Sample says, now I know. Oh, I read that. Mr. Bacon, yeah. Hey, have you ever heard Ben Jonson? The same thing? I heard that maybe it was Ben Jonson who wrote Shakespeare. Just let it go, let it be. I like thinking the alternative, though. You know, um, I like thinking it could be possibilities. We've been taught through what, 300 years, 400 years, that it could have been, or that it definitely was one person historically, and yet, who knows? What's been lost through that course of history? Different way of seeing things for sure, Sniper. I appreciate that perspective. Rita says, much love and my friends live, and just got bad, sad news from her regarding health. So they're praying for her, listening because I lost my father and cousins and friends to the same situation. Buddha, sending prayers to your friends, to your friend. My love to you, my love to her. Buddha says, say to Squirrel Sniper. The Rosicrucians. Buddha says, but here, listening Yogi, much appreciated, my friend. And shared. Thank you. Sniper says, say to Buddha. Eric Flint says, I'm working a wedding right now, so in and out. Gotcha. Let's see. Yogi, has Leo or Oscar went live? Yeah, my notification suck on YouTube. It's not letting me know. I've heard that from quite a different people. I haven't seen anything from Leo. I don't remember if Oscar popped up earlier or not. I don't think so. I don't think so, though, Buddha. Let's see. Cyper says, you're taking the sermon, Eric? What do you mean, Cyper? Oh, under the Arch of Christmas tree. Oh, now I got you. Under the Arch of the Christmas tree. Nice. That has a nice imagery to it. Buddha says, thank you, sir. Eric working a wedding on the Christmas farm. Wow, how beautiful. They got Christmas lights up yet? Buddha says, it's not letting me know, not even about you. Yeah, it seems there might be a glitch right now happening. Burpee Reaper says, good mother freaking morning, YouTube family. With a salute. Reaper, I was just mentioning you, and you're thousands upon thousands of burpee reps. Jay says, Reaper, yes, Louise. Buddha says, good morning, it's 2 p.m. What time is it for you? He's what, 3 hours? 4 hours. So what, it's a little after 10? Reaper says, have a beautiful day, family. I'm getting ready for a wedding. Semper says it's a pagan tradition. Anyone can get married on an archway, even made out of nature. Nice. Again, that has a really just a poetic connotation to it. We get a salute from Eric Lapointe, and a salute back to Jace, and a salute to Eric Lapointe. Buddha says, well, for real. Hey Reaper, I'm liking those I'm liking the shorts that you're putting out. You hard at work. Showing all the skill. Eric Point says, we have had Jewish people get married here. I could understand that, you know. Beautiful countryside surrounded by trees. The evergreen actually being very symbolic of longevity. Reaper says, really, Eric? Let's see. Buddha says, Reaper, is it 11 or noon? Reaper says, I'm going to keep posting that. Thank you. Eric Point says, Reaper is going to a wedding also. It's 11:08. Reaper is another left-handed. I didn't know that. Like myself and a Sagittarian. Buddha says, because it's not pagan to those who are awakened and just love the beauty of nature. Eric Point. Excellent point, Buddha. Ah, Reaper says, Jace, I'm right hand. It was the camera that did that. Sniper says, but the difference is that Reaper ain't a chicken down this evening. It's an excellent point. Excellent point. Buddha says, oh wow, only 11 a.m. Buddha's laughing, as is the Burpee Reaper. Oakpoint says, yes, Buddha, they always have a joke about it in the speeches. Drunken burpees. Are we going to have some drunken burpees coming up? Has anyone done drunken burpees yet? Should do a, the beer mile race where you got to slam a beer, see how fast you can run a mile, and then you slam a beer at the finish. 100 rep burpee race, slam a beer when you start, 100 reps, slam a beer when you're done. Obviously, I'm out. Man, who would have put my money on? Who would have put my money on that event? I'm going to go with Eric Lapointe. I think Eric Lapointe could do it the fastest. Buddha's laughing with Eric. Reaper says, yes, Leo and Oscar. Have they? Buddha says, no, I did Blazed Out. That might be even more fun. There's a good chance if you're drinking that you're going to get sick. But if you're blazed out, you're not going to get sick. You might get a little dizzy. Reaper says, the point and myself, next Saturday afternoon, guys, drunken burpees until we fall on our faces. The first one who collapses. And I hurt my ankle. I'm sorry to hear that. I could see how that would be a possibility. Sniper says, fancy cooking a tasty chicken and leaving it to natural causes with a canine nose in the house. We definitely can't blame Xena. We can't blame the chicken. Eric Point says yes. Buddha says, and then I tried to do Psychos. Glad I put a pillow down because I tried it, and nope. It was smart thinking. Jay says, well, you're cracking my yoke. Buddha says, no, just no balance gets bad, and my case gets worse. Gotcha. Eric Point says, nice Buddha. I never saw the point of actually slamming a beer. I mean, you don't, I guess you get drunk faster, but you don't enjoy the beer. Buddha says, I'm trying, but I leave the Psychos, intense burpees to you guys. Burpee Reaper, Eric Lapointe, and Jacob, Leo, and Oscar. You definitely know how to do it. Squirrel Stripper says, and just like that, all caught up. I always take that brief moment to enjoy it, and then I look in the camera and I have a conversation about how happy I am that I'm caught up, and then I look back and I realize I am not caught up at all. I was there, and I got too confident. But this time, it's different. Buddhas and Psychos. Reaper says, Psychos are no joke. No, they're not. That's for sure. It is brief, Sniper. Eric Point says, love Psychos, but they don't love me. As with anything with intensity, it's best in small doses. Buddha says, laughing. Remember I told you I tried them, but shit, I couldn't. And trending was screaming, and I was laughing so hard when my face hit the pillow. Just glad there was a pillow there. Jay says I did have some good fortune yesterday. Had some free money and played some slots. Won a week's wages. Well, and cashed it out. So we'll have another chicken tomorrow, guarded by 10 cats in a cage. I wonder if that's enough. You may need to double the pay for the cats and get a sturdier cage. I think Xena's got you figured out. Reaper's laughing with Buddha. Buddha says, I could laugh from it like my ankle. I yelled and trending was like, oh my God, oh my God. And I was laughing and saying, ouch. Squirrel Sniper is giving some excellent advice. Just make sure the cooked chicken is in the cage without the cats. Buddha says, be right back. Gotta walk Destiny. Got you. We're actually only going to be live for a few more minutes. Is our friend Laboratory Pups, is she still doing a live stream? Skeeter was live for quite some time today. He might still be. I'm going to check. I've had him up the entire time. It's been up for 5 hours. It's got 29 watching right now. 120 thumbs up. Absolutely awesome. Hey, Thomas, how you? Thomas says, hey, everyone, hope you're having a good day. Glad I got a chance to say hello. I am too, my friend. What's new, Thomas? Jay says, I'm supposed to be streaming tonight, but I'm going to crack a beer instead. Work harder in the morning, plus I have to cook again. That sounds like a nice, relaxing evening. You definitely deserve it. Man, I am super sore from my 10-minute kettlebell set yesterday. Mostly hamstrings and shoulder. Lower back is actually feeling pretty good. Buddha says, say to 2Cap. Sniper says, maybe buy 12 chicken, Jace, one for each animal and one for yourself. Now you're thinking. I mean, it's all one big happy family. Buddha says, you're on my cell. We'll rewind the live. Much appreciated, Buddha. Sniper says, or Jace says, squirrel, that may be the plan. I may get some scraps. Rewinded, sir. Going to go walker. Have a good walk, Buddha. Jace says, Tommy lad. Thomas says, I'm good. Headed to a kid B-Day party today. Nice. Hey, Dredson, how are you? Thomas is cooking popcorn chicken bites for them. What makes it popcorn chicken bite? The size? Little tiny ones? Sniper says, catch you all later in chat. Take care, squirrel. Thank you for coming in. As always, my friend. Teacup says goodbye to squirrel. Jace says, see y'all later. Cooking time. Hey, have a good evening, Jace. Reaper says, Jace baby. Gets a salute to 2Cap. Yep, the size. Jay says, Lewis, call me. Reaper says, Buddha, stay blessed. Wendell says, hey, Eric, I'm back. Welcome back, Weld. Nice to see you, my friend, as always. Teacup says, yo, Lewis, hope you have a better day today. So, man, this is a big day for everyone. We got Thomas' birthday party for, it's one of your kids' friends, or for one of your kids. And Reaper's going to a wedding. Eric LaPointe is working a wedding. Reaper says, I'm not working, Thomas, so my day off is going to be great. Will says, been working on my watch hours. How are your watch hours doing, Will? They should be doing quite well. You always have a packed house when you do a live stream. Live streams are the way to get the watch hours for sure. Probably the quickest way. I mean, we might get lucky and have a video go viral. But even then, you know, if most viral videos are what? Relatively short. People's attention spans, they're not going to want to watch something super long for the most part. There's exceptions. But a live stream, man, when you have a good live stream, and well, it certainly does have a good live stream, you got a packed house. My son's party was just last week. Walt says, I'm halfway. Thanks, Eric. Hey, Weld, I will go through your playlist. I will add you to the list. If you're halfway there, let's get you all the way there. Now, are you halfway to the 3,000 or halfway to the 4,000? Two-Cap says, oh, he's 6 now, says Two-Cap. Walt says, 18 away from 1.6. So I'm excited about that. Gotcha. All right, we'll get you there. If anyone wants to do a playlist, Weld and Carrie, as well, our friend, we're working on Laboratory Pups, Martine as well. Food from Afar, she is up playing now, as is actually Laboratory Pups. I had Tundra up earlier. I had Daisy up earlier. I will have them up again. So, hey. Let's help our friend roll it out. And I'm going to do so now. Actually going to end the live stream in just a few minutes. And I got your live stream playlist up. 26 videos. I got you covered, my friend. We'll get you that 18 by the end of the weekend. Walt says, thank you to Cap. Reaper says, guys, check out my chocolate mini cake from this morning. It was to die for. How long did it last? We're going to bring your channel up. I'll check it out right after the live stream, Lewis. Walt says, you the man, Eric. Thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Walt says I'm at 1,800. Nice. Thomas says, how about our friend Eric LaPointe? He's working on 2K. Yeah, he's getting close to 2K. What was he, 1.6, right? Thomas says, oh, the Reaper, cake for breakfast. I've been there. You know what I used to like for breakfast way back in the day? cold pizza for breakfast. Well, it says CCAP, a sub to you. Nice. TCAP says, thanks. My subs really blew up last month. And deservedly so. 331 for TCAP. Reaper says 5 seconds. So you're saying you took your time. TCAP says I got a welding, cool work on the knives. Oh, I got you welding, cool work on the knives. You know, karatemmart.com. Says no, I don't. Eric Point says thanks, TCAP. Cold spaghetti is bomb. So, cold spaghetti versus, maybe this will be a poll. Cold spaghetti versus cold pizza. Walt says hi to Eric Point. TCAP says I just had half a cold burger for mine. Eric Point says Yogi doesn't want me to get to 2K just yet. No, I'm in no hurry. I'm in no hurry for Eric Point to get that 2K. Especially now. Especially nowadays. TCAP says, I think it was my 302 pumps that started it. It's a good P, man. People like seeing that big work. Inspires a lot of people. Eric Point says, hey there, Weld. Hey, Theme. Theme says, hello, Eric and Eric. So, wait, which one am I? What's new, Theme? Eric says, hey to Theme. Hey, Theme, you going live tonight? Oh, yes, he is. On my last break, they're going live later tonight. It's a hockey game, 6:30 p.m. Awesome. I will make sure to say hi. We'll get you up. Who else says hi to Theme? So I'm barely holding in on the burpee game, guys. Barely holding in. Some days are just 25 burpees. However, as I've mentioned, I'm diving back into competition kettlebell. Whether or not I'm going to step on a platform, I might do an online meet. I doubt I'll ever step on a platform again, but I'd never say never. Theme Park says, loaded well. Eric Point says, after seeing TCAP do 105 pumps, so I was like, I'll do that too. And then after 20, I was like, nope. Yeah, I don't blame you on that. That is quite an investment. When you say I'm going to do 105 pumps, TCAP says 25 keeps the thread. It does. Now, I did 25 yesterday. It was after my first 10-minute kettlebell set, long cycle, which is the clean and jerk. First time doing it in 4 years. So it's been a long time. I was feeling it. I've mentioned before, it was easier for me to run a 100-mile race than it was to do my very first 10-minute set with kettlebells. Because you do a 100-mile race, you can stop, you can sit, you can, if you're fast enough, you can even take a nap, as long as you finish within that time frame. So you could even sit down and say, I quit. And then half an hour later, stand back up and say, nope, I'm going to finish the race. Kettlebell sport, if you put the bell down anywhere in that 10-minute set, it's over. You're done. And the temptation, you really, very quickly, you enter into that fight or flight energy mode. You're having a mini panic attack with 2 heavy kettlebells sitting on your chest. And if you set it down, you're done. And then you got the remorse that you quit on yourself during that 10-minute set. The most brutal athletic thing I've ever done, kettlebell sport, by far. Why I've decided to do it again, I don't know. TCAP says, oh man, LP, I'm feeling it today, not sore system-wide. Yeah, I got you on that. Theme says, just sub TCAP and Ron. Thanks, Theme. Nice. Appreciate that. TCAP says, thanks, Theme. And Weld says, thank you, Theme. Theme also subbed to the Burpee Reaper. Buddha is in the background. Theme says, hey to Buddha. All right, guys, I'm thinking I'm going to wrap it up for the afternoon. I'll be back. Reaper, enjoy the wedding. Eric, enjoy working the wedding. I know it's not quite as much fun, but hey, Ginger, how are you? Well, it says have a great day, Eric. Thank you. Thomas, have fun at the party. I hope the kids like the chicken popcorn. Theme says, sounds good. Have a great day. Hey, Theme, I'll be live again a little bit after 5 if you want to drop in and drop your link for your live stream. Ginger says, good, but you're leaving. Yeah, I'm sorry, my friend. Well, if you're around later, a little bit after 5, I'll be doing it again. We get a thumbs up. Another great live. Thank you, Eric. All right, guys. I will see you around. We got people still up. TCAP says, is that my Ginger? I don't know. TCAP says, love you all. Love to you, my friend. I think Skeeter and Lover Toy Pups is still up and live. So if you guys want to go visit, take care.